Hi, third graders. Mrs. Peters here, and I want you to spend some time today on Wednesday, November 4th, thinking again about our calendar grid. And so this is what we have so far. We have November, we had the 1st was on Sunday, has 30 days, and we started to take a look at what kind of cards we're going to have this month. And then we have a chart that we're going to be filling in. So on that chart each day with each piece, we're going to be filling in the date. We're going to be recording what color the figure is on the grid. We're going to be recording the height and the length of the figure on the grid. We're going to record the area of the figure on the grid. And then we're going to decide, is it a square? So let's go through it together and take a look at the first pieces that we've had. So this was Sunday, November 1st. And I've taken that grid and I've kind of zoomed in a little bit to make it a little bit easier for you to see. So notice that one side, so here's the figure that's blue. The height, which we usually think of is up and down, is 1. It's 1 unit. The length, which we tend to think of as a cross, is 1 unit. Okay, so it's blue. And it looks like there is one. Let's go in and do a little recording here. So we have recorded that the color was blue. And then notice that I recorded the height is 1. And then I used the multiplication sign. And the length is 1. Because really we can think of that as one group of 1 or one row that has 1. So the area of that, remember the area is the number of square units it takes to cover a figure. So in this case with this, there's 1. We can count them easily. We see that there's 1. And then, is this a square? Does it have 4 equal sides? Well, if the height is 1 and the length is 1, then yes, all 4 of those sides are going to be 1. So that figure is a square. So let's go ahead and take a look at day 2. Monday was November 2nd. And I want you to think, so what is the height? That's the up and down number, how many units? What is the length? That's the across part, the across units. What's the area, or how many square units does it take to make that green figure? And is it a square? Let's do some recording. So I already put in that it is green. Okay. Now we're going to record, remember the height first. The height was 1 unit, a multiplication sign, and the length was 2 units. It was 1 high and 2 going across. So we could count those units. We could also know that 1 row of 2 is 2. So the area of that figure is 2. Is it a square? Well, remember a square is a rectangle that has all 4 sides being equal, so this can't be a square. It's got a height of 1 and a length of 2. So, nope, that is not a square. Let's take a look at November 3rd, which was yesterday, Tuesday, November 3rd. So again, I want you to look at this and I want you to think, what is the height? What is the length? What is the area of that figure? And is it a square or not? Okay, let's do some work together. So the color was green. When I look at that, I see that it is 2 units high. The height is 2, a multiplication sign, and the length is 3 units. So 3. I think about that, I can figure out the area by thinking of it as 2 rows of 3, or I could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the area, the number of square units it takes to cover that green figure is 6. Is it a square? Nope, not a square. It's got a height of 2. It's got a length of 3. So can't be a square. Remember, a square is a rectangle that has 4 equal sides. Okay, so now we are up to today, Wednesday, November 4th. And this is what the figure looks like today. I'm going to want you to think about what is the height and what is the length of that figure. And then the next question is, what would the area be? How many square units does it take to make that purple figure? And then, of course, our last question is it a square? Does it have 4 equal sides? Let's do some recording together. There it is. So the color was purple. When I look at that, I see that it is 3 high, and I see that it is 4 across. So I could count on 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 3 times 4. Well, what would the area be? How many square units does it take? If we think about that purple part as being a figure, how many purple squares did it take? If you thought of it as 3 groups of 4, you would be correct. 4 and 4 is 8, and 4 more is 12. So it has an area of 12. Is it a square? Nope. Remember, a square is a rectangle that has 4 equal sides. So, nope. And there you go. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow to see what comes up next in our November calendar grid. Thanks for your work.